This video is for educational purpose only. The video you are about to see are the duties and responsibilities of the SOCO team. The story of this video does not based on a true story event. Any names, characters, places and events that may be narrated the same are unintentional and fictitiously made only.
Agapito Atil, Dave Joseph Balataria, Joseph Terence Ballares, Kyle Bolivar, Kenneth Bontilao, Gerald Borces, Niño James Canoy, Coca, Rio Dinoy, Carl Anthony Donaire, Junito Galing, Gio Inaba, Junald Intong, John Christian Llego, Aljon Mondarte, David Murillo, Justin June Ravales, Fernie Errol Rosos, Dulan James Toledo, Mike Stephenson Torremocha, Jamil Vasquez, Jobert Kyle Wahi.
Two of their other friends passed by and they have also invited them for their drinking session. On October 21, 2021 at on or about 10 o'clock in the morning in a Tanago compound located at Sitio San Pablo, Barangay Apas, Cebu City, John Roman and Cardo de la Cruz had a drinking session together with their other friends. 1 hour passed by. John and Cardo have their talks and started reached to a political issue and they are starting to argue, and as they have also been hit hard by their liquor drinks. John got pissed off by what Cardo had said in pointing his perspective about the politician he bet. John got mad to Cardo and walked out from their drinking session to get his gun. Due to the tense arguments of both John and Cardo, their friends requested to just continue their drinking session inside the house to avoid the scandalous act to their neighborhood. John returns to the place together with his other friend Aldis. He went inside the house to look for Cardo. John found Cardo inside and shot him in the head. He then ran out of the house. After John shot Cardo, he ran out and escaped fast with Aldis. After John shot Cardo, John's friend Davin immediately called the police for help. The police department then received the call and asked the exact address. After the police have received the call, they immediately responded to the crime scene. When the responding police have already arrived at the crime scene, They immediately call the witnesses and ask them what happened and why was the crime committed. The police then cordon the area of the crime scene to preserve any pieces of evidence. After the police have evaluated the crime, the police called for a request from the SOCO team.
Composition of the SOCO team are: team leader, coordinates with the officer on case prior to the conduct of crime scene processing, assumes full control of the crime scene after coordination has been made for proper collection, preservation and documentation of recovered pieces of evidence, designates command post location outside the crime scene and ensures exchange of information among the SOCO specialists, evidence custodian and criminal investigator on case. Medico-legal officer. Medical expertise is crucial in death investigations. It begins with body examination and evidence collection at the scene and proceeds through history, physical examination, laboratory tests, and diagnosis. In short, the broad ingredients of a doctor's treatment of a living patient.
The SOCO team arrived at the crime scene. The team leader of the SOCO then asked the police what happened.
Forensic chemical officer or technician. Forensic chemists analyze non-biological trace evidence found at crime scenes in order to identify unknown materials and match samples to known substances. Fingerprint examiner or technician. A fingerprint examiner is responsible for the searching and comparison of fingerprints as well as the maintenance of fingerprint files. A fingerprint examiner may be required to obtain inked prints from individuals in court or by court order and compare them to known inked prints for the purpose of identification. Firearm examiner or technician. A ballistics expert, also often referred to as a forensic ballistics expert or a firearms examiner, is a forensic specialist who is responsible for collecting and analyzing ballistics-related evidence, which includes firearms and ammunition. Photographer and photographic log recorder. Takes photograph of the entire crime scene including the victims and suspects arrested at the crime scene as well as the vehicles and crowd in the area. Photographs all pieces of evidence before they are moved by the SOCO specialists, technicians who will gather the pieces of evidence. Measurer or sketcher. Diagrams the area of the crime scene and orient the sketch with the North Pole. Sketches major items of evidence recovered and the place where they are recovered. Coordinates closely with the SOCO specialists, technicians and evidence custodian as to the nomenclature of evidence recovered. Driver or the evidence custodian. Maintains the vehicle for proper use of the SOCO team. Takes charge of all radio facilities and communication found in the SOCO office. Acts as evidence custodian and should stay at the command post for receipt and documentation of recovered pieces of evidence from the SOCO specialist technicians in the presence of criminal investigators on case.
After the SOCO team have collected the pieces of evidence and taking all necessary needed for the investigation, the team leader handed the pieces of evidence to the SOCO driver or the evidence custodian.